In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do the Pebbled textured hat. It's available in 3 sizes, all the way from 2 to 4 years of age, just like so. You also have the 8 to 10 years of age, and then we have adult. The video title of today's video is indicating which pattern we'll be working with today. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the child size. This is a 2 to 4 year old size. Available pattern is a great little pattern. You're going to need a size H 5mm crochet hook today and some Caron 1 pound yarn. Let's get started on making this pattern. So let's review the pattern that we have. In all of the 3 sizes are available in one pattern, and if you're not familiar with reading patterns, this is just a brief overview on how to do so. So you're going to notice that it is fitting 2 to 4 years, 8 to 10, or adult, and you'll notice that there are different colors on the pattern. You can also see here, and it says that there's 1 ball for each one of the sizes, and then also if you're looking at the colors, 1 ball of Caron 1 pound can make 7 2 to 4 size, and it can make 5 8 to 10 years of age size, and then 4 adult size. So when we're going to read the pattern, the rounds 1 all the way to 6 are identical for all of the hats regardless of the size, and then once you get here, see how it does a color change? This is the instructions that we're going to be doing as we go along. So what's gonna happen here is that once we get the 6th round done, this is when the story changes. So the size that we're doing in this tutorial is the one that's listed as the video title. So if you're doing the 2 to 4 at this point, you'll go here and then 8 and then jump all the way to the end and then finish all the hat sizes right here up in the upper corner. So if you're doing the other sizes, it's 8 to 10 years and adult, you'll continue along with this. You'll notice that this says 7 round and that also says 7 round. So if you're getting all the way to 6 and you're doing a bigger size other than 2 to 4, then you just jump down here. Now also for the adults, it's 7, but you'll see here for adults you'll continue along and do even more. So that's how you get the different sizes of this pattern. So it's just telling you all the increments in order for getting this right size for the width of the growth. They all finish off the same way of just doing all the way down over here, and then it becomes really quite easy in order to master. So you can also do the pom-pom that's on there, or you can put a pre-made pom-pom. Bernat has really cool really huge actually pom-poms that are really quite nice. I use them on my own hats, or you can make them yourself and make them really quite customized for yourself. So let's continue with today's tutorial. And finally, before we get started, this is a prototype of the 2 to 4 size. I did it just to make sure I understood the pattern. You can see how nice this looks. Actually, I love the texture on this hat. It does a great job with really hiding in those seam lines. You don't even see it. It's great, and I really like it. So you can turn it inside out. You can see that there's ridges, and because of that it forms nice pockets of warm air when you're wearing it, and it makes it for a very warm hat. Also really quite an interesting one. So I just have to do a pom-pom or put a pre-made one on this one, but again this is from my donation box and this is what we're going for today. So let's start on the top of the hat and work our way down to through the crown and then all the way to the brim. We're gonna start off with a slip knot and using a 5mm size H crochet hook today. We're going to begin by chaining 2. So 1 and 2, and what we're going to do is in the first chain, the very first one, we're going to put in 6 single crochets into that first one. So 1, 2, and 3. And what I want you to do as you're running over the straggler, put it down on top so it gets caught underneath. So we have 4, 5, and 6. So now we have to slip stitch it to the beginning single crochet. So how do you know which one it is if you're confused? Just look back and count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right there. So just count back to the 6th one and you'll get it perfect every time. Just yarn over and pull through and through, and that forms the top of your center of your hat. Let's move along to round number 2. Round number 2 is very unusual. I've never ever seen this done in a hat before, but you know what? New things, old dog, new tricks. Anything is possible. We're gonna chain up 3 right now. 1, 2, and 3, and in this pattern every time we chain up 3 in a round it counts as a double crochet. It's important to remember that because that'll be a factor later. So coming into the same stitch where you joined, and I want you to put in 2 more double crochets. Okay, so every one of the remaining 5 stitches that you have left are each gonna have 3 double crochets in there. So 1, 2 and 3. So I've never had a hat start off like this, so it's kind of neat. It's a new kind of concept for myself, at least. It may be old thing. So every stitch is gonna get 3 double crochets into it, and it'll expand that circle really quite quickly and really quite nicely as well. Okay, so 3 double crochets in each, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way back around, and I need to count how many groups of 3 I have. There should be a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you know that you're done. You're just gonna slip stitch it to the top of the beginning chain 3. It's important that you keep it. So you notice how open it was, and then I just closed it. It's kinda cool. Let's move along to round number 3. Round number 3, again, very easy. We're gonna chain up 1, and in the same join stitch we wanna put in 2 single crochets, and then the next 2 double crochets are going to be 1 single crochet each. So here's the repeat pattern for this whole entire round. The next one is gonna be 2 single crochets, and then the next 2 stitches are 1 single crochet each. Okay, so continue that same patterning going all the way around. So the next one is 2 into the same one, and then the next 2 are 1 single crochet each. Please do that all the way around. As you come up all the way around, the final 3 stitches, if you're keeping this pattern correct, you had 2 in the same and then 2 individual, that you'll end up with the right configuration at the end. So this one there's 2, and then the last 2 are gonna be 1 by themselves. Okay, so it keeps the pattern consistent, and then you just join it to the beginning single crochet that you started with to conclude that. Okay, so you really are looking for the consistency of the pattern. Let's move along to round number 4. Round number 4 is a little unusual, so just bear with me and just follow along. So you're gonna chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and we're gonna come into the very next stitch, okay, right here, not the same one that's in the join, but the very next one, and you're gonna put in 2 double crochets. So the repeat pattern on this particular round, and what makes it unusual, is that the next 2 are gonna be a double crochet each, and then it goes back down, and the next one is gonna be 2 double crochets into the same one. So 1 and 2. And why this is unusual for myself is that it's rare for me to ever see a crochet stand alone. Usually it's always a double that's right in the beginning. So in the end of this, what's gonna happen is that the stitch before will be 1 by itself, and then the stitch before that will be 2 into the same one. It just helps you give perspective and clarity for those that are concerned that it's not gonna work out. It does. Okay, so the repeat pattern on this one is 2 into the same one, and then the next 2 are by themselves for double crochets, and that is round number 4. So do that all the way around. I'll see you at the end. So coming up all the way around, the next one, there's 2 in the same one, and as I promised, and I know that I'm right because I've already done a prototype, the final stitch here is just 1 by itself in order to keep count, because the next one is 1 and then it goes back to 2. So I know that it's right. So I want to join this to the top at the beginning chain 3 to conclude that round. So that was round number 4. So now the story is going to change, and now we're starting to get the pebble look, and that's coming up in round number 5. In round number 5 we're gonna start getting that really fancy footwork, and it's abbreviation called DCFP. That's double crochet front post, so no big deal. And then the other one is CRDCFP and that's a cross double crochet front post. And so we're going to be doing this particular idea going all the way around. The words are bigger than really the reality of the work. So let's begin. We're gonna chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and coming down I want you to follow it down. Okay, skip this one and go to the next one, and we're gonna do a front post double crochet. So double crochet front post. So wrap the hook going around the post and pop it out the other side. Pull through 2 and 2. Okay, so now we're going to come back and we're gonna get the one that we jumped over. So we're gonna wrap the hook and come into the one before it, go around as a front post, pull through 2 and 2. So there you have a double crochet that has a cross in it. Okay, it's crossing over. So in this particular row, what we have to do, or round, we have to put a double crochet right in the space before the next post. So you see that these two are now at the front post, so I want to put it right in the space there, so a double crochet before I do another crossover. So let's do a crossover again. So we're gonna skip the first one, go to the second, wrap the hook going into the front post, pull through pull through 2 and 2 to finish that stitch. Now go to the one that you skipped. So wrap the hook, the one you skipped, pull through 2 and 2. That's done. So now the next double crochet is right in between the space before the next one, before you start your next crossover. Okay, so let's do this front post crossover again. So just cross over, so wrap the hook and go to the second one, pull through 2 and 2, go to the one you skipped, and then finish it off by going into the space before the next set that you're going to cross over. So let's review that one more time. So crossing or yarning over, going to the one next over. Okay, so you skipped one, go to the one you just skipped, and now double crochet into the space before you cross over once again. Please do that all the way around. So I'm coming up all the way around and I want to finish this off. Now what I did wrong on the prototype is about what I'm about to show you not to do. So if you're doing this right, you're gonna have 2 final posts that are left and you can do your crossover. And what I did in the prototype is that after I finished the crossover is that I still put in another double crochet in the space, but think about it, this chaining of 3 counted as the double crochet, so I just have to join it after I get my last crossover done. Okay, so that is that one there. So I had actually put another one there, so my next round I was off by 1 stitch and I couldn't figure out for the life of me what was wrong, and now I figured it out actually last night. So let's move on to round number 6. Round number 6, very easy round. We're just gonna chain up 3 and it's just 1 double crochet in each of the stitches going all the way around. So we come to the very next stitch that's available to you, and into every stitch of just 1 double crochet into every stitch going around. So we're not actually increasing at all. I think what we're doing in this particular point, based on what I've done with the prototype, is that we're giving the hat time to expand naturally. So just by putting in 1 double crochet into each, it allows it to do so. So let's finish off then round number 6. So I'll meet you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way back around. Remember that the final crossover was the final, because in the end of the last one, remember that that one that's supposed to be in the space is that chain 3. So just join it with the top of the beginning chain 3. So that concludes off to round number 6. So let's just quickly review and then let's move along. So in preparation of this tutorial, all of the 3 hats are identical now from rounds 1 through 6. Now the story is going to change as we convert it to the size that we're doing. The title of this video is indicating what size that we're gonna work on next. But this is exactly what we're doing, and so it's just really easy to make these. I'm actually quite enjoyed them. I actually made these into pot holders too. I like the concept of the pebbling look. Let's move along to the next part of this tutorial. So moving along to the 2 to 4 years of age, we're gonna do round number 7 together. So round number 7 is slightly different than what we've done in this crossing over before. In the crossover the ones before, we put in a double crochet in a space, but we're not gonna do that in every space going all the way forward. We're just gonna be randomly selecting those, but when I mean random, it means it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same. So I will show you the pattern on what that's gonna look like. So we're gonna chain up 3, which counts as one of the double crochets in the space. We're gonna skip over, so go look down and skip over to the next one over and do your crossover. Okay, and if you look at the pattern, it says 3 times. So you're gonna do this crossing over 3 times in a row. So you're not gonna put a double crochet in the space like you did down here. Okay, so let's go over to the next one. So just skip over, go to the second one over, do your crossover. So you're looking for 3 crossovers before you do that double crochet into a space. So let's do another set. So just reach over and then come back and get that one you skipped. So now you have 3 crossovers. Now you're gonna put a double crochet into the space. Okay, so let's repeat this again. So the next 2, it's a crossover. So 1 out of 3. Okay, and crossover again. So just skip over to the second one over. You get that? And now go to the third one, and once the third one is complete, you're gonna put a double crochet in that space before you start that again. So right here in the space. Okay, so continue that same patterning going all the way around. 3 crossovers and then a double crochet into the space. 3 crossovers and then a double crochet in the space, and please do that all the way for round number 7. So I'm coming up all the way around, and my next one is the double crochet in the space, and then I'm left with 6 post. So this means that it's right because I have 3 crossovers to do yet, and then this starting chain 3 then is the next double crochet in the space technically. So if you're not looking like that at this point, you know that you've done something wrong, but it's a great indication to have these kind of markers in the sense that you know exactly what you're looking for in order to have a complete hat. So this is concluding off round number 7, and I'm just doing 3 crossovers as the final, and then I'm going to just join it to the top of the beginning chain 3 that we started with, like so. And that concludes off round number 7. So let's move along to round number 8. In round number 8 for the 2 to 4 size, it says to go back and do round number 6. Round number 6, remember how easy that was? It was chaining a 3, and then it's 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets that are going all the way around. Okay, so this round, because the fact that you only put 1 double crochet in each space every third one, it will not grow as big this time, and you'll start seeing it probably bowl in because you are making a child size version. So the circumference of the hat is nearly complete at this point as it starts now to form the child's head size. So just 1 double crochet in each one of the crochets all the way around. So now I've just come all the way around, and I'm just going to join it to the top of the beginning chain 3. So now we're going to move along in the pattern, and now we have to flip the page and go to the second page on the pattern. So when I'm looking at the instructions, I've just completed the 8th round here, and now there's nothing else below. So now we have to flip the page, and it says all sizes first round. So this is what we're going to be doing here, and what we need to do is that we need to repeat rounds 1 and 2 for the duration to get for the first size. Do you see how it's here? In here this is 5 inches. This here 12.5 is in centimeters for those that would prefer that unit of measure. So I have to say that you have to repeat the last 2 rounds, and you only have to repeat it once actually for doing this size for the from the 2 to 4 years of age. So that gives you an indication, but again, get your tape measure just in case that I am wrong. So let's begin the first round of doing all sizes for then the 2 to 4 size. So we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and begin the crossover right away. So just coming straight down, come to the next one over, and you're just gonna do a crossover in every one, or like crossovers without any doing any double crochets in the spaces at all. So just quickly just jump over and do another crossover in the next one. So again, remember that you are skipping one, going to the second one over when you do crossovers, and then you double crochet in the front post on the ones that you skipped. So I need you to do that all the way around for this round. So this is all sizes first round, and you'll need to do that all the way around. I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Coming up all the way back around, I only have 2 posts left, and I'm doing my crossovers. So it says to slip stitch and join it to the top of the beginning chain 3. So we're going to continue in the all sizes category, and round number 2, and this is a repeat round, so we're going to be probably coming back and doing this one more time, is that it's just chaining up 3, and it's 1 double crochet in each one of the stitches going all the way around. Okay, so just 1 double crochet in each stitch going all the way around for round number 2. So our goal for the, remember for this size of the 2 to 4 is that we need to get a 5-inch length from the top all the way down. So I know based on the prototype that I have to do rounds 1 and 2 one more time in order to get it to that length. So I'll come back and I'll join you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way back around, and I'm just joining it to the top of the chain 3. Like so. So now I'm just gonna take a tape measure and just quickly measure just to prove to you that it's not big enough. So we're just gonna do that. So I need a total of 5 inches. Do you see that? So it's only 4 inches right now. So I can do another 2 revolutions of round 1 and 2 for all sizes in order to complete this. So let's review that once again. So let's go back to round number 1 of all sizes, and we want to chain up 3 and then just come down and just cross over. Okay, so we're just gonna cross over again all the way around. Okay, so there's no double crochets in any spaces, just crossing over, etc. So please do that all the way for repeating this round once again. So I'm just coming up all the way back around, and I'm just doing my crossovers like I had been, and now I'm just going to join to the top of the beginning chain 3. So in this particular example of the 2 to 4, we're gonna repeat the second round one more time in the all sizes. So we just chain up 3 and then it's just 1 double crochet in each of the stitches going all the way around. So this will be the last time that you're going to do the all sizes area, and then we're gonna jump down to the edging, which is the brim area around the forehead of the child. We're gonna be doing that next. So continue to do 1 double crochet in each going all the way around. So I'm coming up all the way back around and it's just 1 double crochet in each of the stitches going all the way around, and you're gonna join it with the top of the beginning chain 3. So this is what it looks like at this point. Now we have to add a brim to it. So we're going to be doing this, and the brim is a little bit interesting. The very first time we do the brim, we're going to be reducing stitches every now and then so that it gives it a little bit of tension to the forehead, and we're gonna be covering that next. So let's move along to the edging of round number 1. Round number 1, we're going to chain 1 and then 1 single crochet into the beginning, into the same one as the join. So here's what's gonna happen in this particular one that we do. So we are going to put in 1 single crochet into each of the next 12, and then we're gonna do 2 together. So we're just gonna come along and count it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. The next 2 are going to be together. So we insert our hook in to the next stitch, pull through, insert our hook into the next stitch, pull through, and then pull through all 3 loops. And those 2 single crochets just became 1. So let's repeat the pattern again. So the next 12 are going to be on their own. So okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so that was 13, so let me come back one. It should have only been 12. So the next 2 then are together. So just pull through, and then pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so this is going to eliminate almost an inch of the diameter, which makes it a nicer tight look. So continue that same patterning going all the way around. So 12 in a row, and then the next 2 are together, 12 in a row, and next 2 together, and you'll come back to the end just like this. In the instructions it'll say, and there it says 1 single crochet in each of the 0 stitches. So that means that the last stitches when we go to work out that the 2 together will be in the very final. Okay, so there won't be any more single crochets after that, which makes complete sense. So we're just gonna join it to the beginning single crochet that we started with. Okay, do you get that? So on the other sizes you'll see in the pattern that the next one was 2. So when we do that one, that there should be 2 empty stitches before we start joining, and that's what you're looking at there. Let's turn our work. So yes, it's unusual, but we're gonna turn our work now, and we're gonna look at the inside of the hat and then begin round number 2. Okay, rounds number 2 and 3 and 4, we're gonna turn our work back and forth as we go to do each of the rounds. So we're gonna chain up 1 and we're gonna go into the back loop only. So we're gonna come in, and every stitch is made up of 2 strands of string. Okay, the one that's furthest away from you is the back loop, the one closest to you is the front loop. So coming back to where you've joined, just go into the back loop only, okay, and just do a single crochet, and you're gonna do this back loops all the way around. What this is gonna do, it's gonna form a raised ridge that you can see that in the model sample on the pattern. So you're just gonna do 1 single crochet in each back loop going all the way around. Once you get started, it's really quite easy. It's just a matter of getting that first one out there in order to really see it. Okay, so back loops, single crochet in each one of the stitches going all the way around. Okay, you're going to single crochet in the back loops all the way around on this round, and you're gonna come into the final stitch and then just join it to the beginning single crochet. So now we're gonna turn our work and move up to round number 3. So round number 3, again, it's gonna be back loop work. Chain up 1 and go into the back loop only and do single crochets. So this round number 3 is just the same thing, just going in the back loops only, and you'll see that the ridge will start forming on the front of the hat. So please do that all the way for round number 3. Okay, coming up all the way around on round number 4, it's just back loops only for single crochet and then join it to the beginning single crochet that we started with. So round number 4 is the final round. We're gonna turn our work once again and do it as round number 2. We're just chaining 1 and then single crochet into the back loop only, going all the way around. This is the final round for the size of hat, 2 to 4 inches, or sorry, 2 to 4 years of age. Getting that first one is always a tricky one, but just back loop only for single crochet all the way around for round number 4. When we come back, I'll show you how to finish off and weave in your tails and you're good to go. This hat is good to wear or throw into your donation box for a great charity idea. Till next time, we'll see you in just a moment. And sorry, I almost finished this video and I'm not done. I'll be right back. So I'm coming up all the way back around round number 4, the final, and this hat is done. Coming in, final stitch, and then I'm just going to join it with the top of the beginning single crochet. So now I'm going to trim off my yarn. I'm going to create a hidden tail. So just it's about 12 inches long and about a foot, and just pull through. So what I want to do with this straggler here is that I want to put it onto a darning needle and I want to weave in my ends, and if you go in 3 different directions you can hide in your woven in ends perfectly without it ever falling out. You'll never see it either most of the time. Unless you're a crocheter, then you really do see it. So you're gonna come right underneath and you're gonna go about 1 inch across right inside the fibers itself and come in across, and then you're gonna turn around and go back in the direction you came, but go in a different set of fibers. If you go in the exact same path, it'll fall out, and then come back in third time right underneath like this. Your project can never stretch 3 ways at the same time, so therefore this will never fall out. So just give it a bit of a tug and then you can trim off your edge. And then if you go to the inside of your hat, you probably have your straggler here. I had you hide it underneath some of the stitches so you can go right down. Now you can finish this off with the pom-pom. We do have a tutorial available on how to make pom-poms, or you can buy a ready-made one. Just sew it right down to the top, and this is how you do this. So this is the 2 to 4 years of age size. Really quite a fabulous hat. I love the texture on this, and hopefully you love it as well. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. Have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.